everyone, welcome back to Rated MA. I'm Meg, this is Allie, and wait, we're going to be doing rock, paper, scissors, so never mind.
Yeah, you were just starting with the intro again.
Yeah, why am I like this? But also, why am I doing the work when we're going to decide what's rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, when I'm probably going to lose anyway.
Watch you win.
I'm doing better than I did when we did Andor, that's all I know.
You know what? I'm really proud of you for that. All right, you ready?
Yep, eyes closed.
Okay, eyes closed. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn it. I went for it because I was like, she's going to remember and do something other than scissors.
Well, literally, I was about to do scissors, and my mind was like, no, you always do scissors first. Don't do it. Ready? Eyes closed?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck!
Yes!
I was 0 for 2 that time. That was not very good. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're Rated MA. As always, I'm Allie and this is Meg, and today we are reacting to Arcane Season 1, Episode 4, Happy Progress Day. If you are new to our channel, I have seen Arcane before. I've only seen the first season, and I know bits and pieces of the second season. I've seen scenes from the second season, and I know the fates of some of the characters. Meg saw the first season of Arcane years ago, back when the show first aired, so it's kind of like a new watch for her, though some things are coming back to her the more we go through. If you are looking for a first-time watch, this is probably not going to be it. I just want to throw that out there for everybody. Also, Meg and I take notes while we react, so if at any point in time you do see us looking down or seemingly not paying attention, we promise you we are. We're just taking notes because at the end of our reaction, we usually do a notes portion where we discuss things that happen within the episode, theories about what we might see coming, talk about shots or script stuff, things like that. Is there anything you want to add?
I think you covered all the bases.
Wait, I have one more thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, then it means we figured things out. If you're not watching this on YouTube and are in fact watching this on Patreon, hi, welcome to our Patreon. Just as an aside, we are currently having issues with copyright with Netflix specifically, so trying to get these Arcane episodes up has been hard. So I'm not sure when you guys are going to see this, and I'm not sure if you're going to see it on YouTube or on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, thank you so much for supporting us, and if you're on YouTube, glad we finally got this shit worked out, because Meg and I have been going back and forth re-editing and resubmitting and re-uploading and like trying to get things cleared, and we're just having a bunch of issues with it. So hopefully you're watching this on YouTube, but if you're not, welcome to the Patreon. I just wanted to say that.
Hi. Glad to have you.
Without any further ado, I think we're going to jump into the episode.
Ooh.
Heimerdinger.
I love like the details of the badge.
Well, I like the way that the fire actually had like a blue ring around it.
Our city is about to turn 200 years old, a bicentennial. The council has recommended you give the Progress Day speech this year. Your hex gates have done wonders for our city.
He's so fine. I need him.
Proud professor.
So gorgeous, the airships, the
I know, I love
architecture, the
airships.
colors. Ooh.
I love that the letters aren't like perfectly even, that they're kind of funky.
It really feeds into like the whole steampunk.
I really like steampunk as a setting. I genuinely wish there were more things that were set in like a steampunk world.
Which is so interesting because some people think it's so overused.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, not in like television or anything like that, or it's not, but just like an aesthetic in general, people think it's so like really overdone.
I would disagree with that, but that's interesting that some people feel that.
Jace Tavis, the visionary behind the Hex Gates,
My fuck ass hat alone, bitch.
serves you right. I'm working.
Oh, I can see that. I mean, there's so much crime to thwart outside your family's tent. Well, at least you'll have front row seats to the speech.
Speech.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. This will be our first introduction to Jinx. Sick as hell. Coolest character introductions. Are you kidding me? Because this is 7 years later. Yeah, this is the time jump, or this is the end of the time jump.
We have 5 minutes till they're out of there.
That pocket watch was really cool too.
I know, it was dope.
I want
Seen
one.
this much shimmer before?
Oh, shimmer. That's right.
Outstanding. Check for more below.
Cool. It's the powder monkey.
What is those monkeys called?
Powder monkeys. I think they're called powder monkeys, are they not?
I have no idea.
It's like the circus monkey. It's like the little gong thing that they had at Vander's. This is cool. Boom. Dog, if I'm on an airship and it starts exploding, I'm getting the fuck off.
Oh, look at the glitter.
These are cool character intros.
Hi.
House. She's what I wish I looked like in like 2011.
I can't lose you.
I want to fight. You're not ready.
You know what would have really benefited Jinx? Therapy.
Well, yes.
Oh, that's sick.
Cool. Cool.
You are supposed to guard the cargo.
We stabilized the crystal like they asked. Built the hex gates like they asked.
Victor's got a full crutch now, not just a cane.
Professor, I'm so glad you could make it.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, my boy.
Hextech was supposed to bring magic into the life of the common man, and now it finally can.
Now, if I am not mistaken, the hex gems are the only perfect circles in Arcane. Nothing else is a perfect circle. Not their pupils, not the gears or notches. The only thing in the design of Arcane that's a perfect circle are the gems.
Wait, seriously?
I think so. I want to say that I read that somewhere. I could be, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I could be mistaken. But like if you look at their eyes are not perfectly circular. If they do a close up again of someone's face, you can take a look.
Wait!
We present to you the next chapter of Hextech.
The gemstone can power virtually anything.
Oh. All of this is totally not going to bite them in the ass later.
I know, right?
The Hex Claw. A mechanical arm equipped with a powerful ray of light.
Smartest scientists in the world, and they came up with Hex Claw.
Yeah. Oh, look at that though.
Give it a decade of careful research, and it will be ready.
A decade? We can be improving lives with Hextech now.
A breakthrough like this takes time, Victor.
Damn, they blew that thing the fuck up.
Yeah, they did. Thanks, Jinx.
Now, listen, maybe I'm the friend that's too woke. Why the fuck is her cop uniform a fucking skirt? I mean, maybe it's like an overcoat and I just can't tell, but it looks like she's wearing like a dress and it's just not practical.
Like, dresses are nice when you don't want to wear pants, but like also.
Yeah, but if I'm a fucking cop...
No, it's definitely a skirt.
I think it's a skirt, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah, she's wearing a skirt with like an overcoat.
Like, it looks like she has a blouse. She could have a blouse underneath and then like an overcoat that's long, that has like coattails. But it looks like she's wearing like a frilly skirt.
You're from the Undercity.
I didn't do anything. She's crazy. He'll kill me.
Who? I can protect you.
Caitlin Karaman.
there's more going on here than just the smuggling. If I could just question him,
I'll take it from here.
I love the aesthetic of the Undercity.
I do too. It's so cool.
She's a problem and we all know it.
We? Who's we?
One of those firelight wackos was a girl with pink hair.
I'm doing this for us, Jinx. All of us. The sons and daughters of Zaun. Savika will clean up today's mess.
Savika? That ogre couldn't clean a dust bunny with a blowtorch.
They did just say Savika, which is how I've always said her name, and thought I was wrong. So it's not Savika, it's Savika. My bad.
Oh, speak of the devil.
The back of his suit is a T for Talus. It goes across his shoulders and down his spine. It's super cool.
Hextech has the potential to change everything. The world is ready.
Would this be called, what was this event called again?
Progress Day.
Savika will clean it up. Savika's a regular Johnny on the spot. Oh, I'm gonna show him. Y'all see.
She's just crashing out.
Where is she?
You should come up with me. We're partners. No, not in front of all of them.
Join me in welcoming to the stage Jason.
Guess it's time.
I love that
Oh.
shot.
That's really cool.
No one in my life expected very much of me, and that is precisely what makes this moment so extraordinary. This year, we've created something new for you that we will share with you when the time is right.
See, that's really cool. I would love to see fireworks through a building like that.
Dude, right? Pissed off Mel and Victor. He pissed off his girlfriend and his boyfriend. Motherfucker is the worst kind of bisexual. Evil bisexual men, be gone. Again, why is Caitlyn in like a dress? That's not my favorite.
Female video game characters.
Get the fire brigade! And I helped this little girl, and I set the building on fire. By accident. Totally by accident.
Jinx, you are one messed up motherfucker.
The gemstone is gone, along with some of our research papers.
If the right person got a hold of it, it's possible they could utilize its energy.
We need to address this immediately.
I have come before you to recommend that we suspend all Hextech operations until the situation is resolved.
Thousands would lose their income.
But shouldn't the safety of Piltover be our first priority?
And it seems to me only Mr. Tallis has the knowledge necessary to secure the hex gates.
Okay, Victor is right fucking there.
Yeah,
And that House Tallis be elevated to this august
they
body.
did this together.
Counselor,
I have so many issues with Mel and Victor and their dynamic, but I'm afraid of making people very angry.
That was kind of toxic.
How Mel purposefully kind of what's the word for it? Disregards Victor's contributions in favor of manipulating Jace. But people get really weird when you say that Mel's a manipulator, even though it's kind of what she's doing.
Poor Victor. I mean, if it wasn't for him, then Jace wouldn't have been able to stabilize.
If it wasn't for Victor, Jace would be dead.
Hextech security should be administered by a scientist. I second the motion.
That's my mom trying to talk to me when I've got my noise-canceling headphones in. Me when I was mowing the lawn earlier.
Happy Progress Day!
That's really cool. Oh.
That was a little grimdark.
Yeah.
I forgot how crazy she was.
I've had a break in the case.
Shouldn't you be resting?
While the trail is hot. Listen, if I can figure out who made this, it could lead me directly to whoever's behind it all.
Yeah, there's one thing I've learned about the Council. They need more than just theories. I became a counselor.
House Tallis Security. That's a ceremonial position. I'd live behind a desk. Thanks. but I already have a job.
No, you don't.
He means so well.
Just sometimes the bad execution of it.
Oftentimes it's bad execution. I think the problem with Jace is that he makes more mistakes than not, and it often bites him in the ass. Oh, that's right. She heads to Stillwater. That's right.
Folks in here aren't usually very talkative.
This one was hit by friendly fire.
Though not so pretty kind.
Who assaulted him?
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, that's how that episode ends? Oh no!
I do not remember it ending that way.
You know what I just noticed for the first time in the credits as that was rolling? The guy that voices Vander voices the robotic council member. That's like the all robot guy. It's the same voice actor.
Really?
Yes, and so I don't even know if I mentioned this in the other video. Do you know who Sallow is? He's the blonde-haired kind of like Draco Malfoy looking one on the council. He was the one that was like, when Mel was giving that toy thing over to the one guy, he was the one that tried to give him like candy, and the guy was like, I'm allergic, don't you know? It's the blonde guy, that guy.
Got it. Yeah.
He voices Deckard, who was the guy that like tried to rob Vi and Powder and all them when they were kids that was working for Silco. So a lot of these voice actors voice multiple characters within this show. But I didn't realize that JB Blanc voiced, I think it's Bulbach is who he voices, is one of the other counselors. So I just thought that was cool.
The more you know.
All right, Meg, that was Arcane Season 1, Episode 4. Happy Progress Day. What did you think?
Well, first I want to say happy Progress Day, Allie.
Happy Progress Day to you too, Meg.
Thank you. It was such an eventful day, as we saw in this episode. There was a lot that happened. We saw how unhinged Jinx has become as she's grown into who she currently is. We saw, in the city of Piltover that everyone was having a festival, kind of similar to what the World's Fair kind of seems like it was.
Mm-hmm.
And just having a great time. I mean, so much happened in this episode that I'm just really excited to get into it and talk about it.
There's so much to go over. I don't like, do you want to start? Do you want me to start? How do you want to do this?
I can start and just go over. I just made kind of like bullet points, and I guess we can just bounce off, and then does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
So yeah, as we talked about, it's Progress Day. So it's the 200th anniversary of the city, the bicentennial. Well, that's coming up, but their Progress Day, I think, is it a different day? I feel like it's the anniversary of Piltover's founding, is it not?
I don't know. They might have said, and I might have missed it while I was taking a note. I'm not sure. Because we started before, this episode spanned a couple days, maybe like a week or something, because it started before Progress Day, and then we saw Progress Day. We saw like the gala, and then we saw Jace's speech at like the fair, and then Caitlin got hurt and then had time to recover, and before Jace came to visit her. So several days went by. So maybe Progress Day is the anniversary. I don't know. Forgive us. I didn't hear it if they said it.
I feel like it is, because leading up to it, he was talking about how Progress Day and the bicentennial was coming up and everything like that. And then we had Progress Day. So my guess is Progress Day is the anniversary of Piltover's founding.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We have Savika and the Firelights.
Yes.
Which is a group of people who got hurt. That's the least to say about that situation with Jinx. Don't mess with Jinx. That's all I gotta say. Barrels of shimmer were being delivered on the airships. And then we saw the powder monkey, which is the little wind-up monkey that was Powder's. Now she's carried over to Jinx. Like the little wind-up monkey, which is her statement. So that is really interesting that she chose that, I would say, as her symbol, but it makes sense.
Well, it seems to me like she has some issues with like letting things go.
Yeah.
Obviously.
As we saw from the Firelight, whenever that one of the members has hair like Vi, and she had a full on just flashback. Girl's PTSD.
Yeah. Well, she also, we saw there towards the end, she has like a full Milo statue in her hideout, wherever that is. And so it's very obvious that Jinx is like really struggling with the things that she should have left behind, but is like fractured as a person. I think that was the note that I wrote, is that she is fractured, because there's one part of her that's like very childlike and kind of innocent and naive. And then there's the other side that is full chaos, all gas, no brakes. And
Yeah.
she kind of switches between the two of them depending on her mood, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, depending on her mood and triggers and everything. I do feel bad for her because this is who she has become. And if things were done just a little bit differently, if, Vi didn't leave her side, she needed a minute, which is completely understandable after everything that happened. But if she didn't leave her side, or if anything was just a minute difference, 30 seconds, this would have gone down so differently.
Right.
And it just shows how in life, like, you make one decision and that can cause a whole nother timeline basically that you follow instead. But yeah, we saw Jinx for the first time in this episode.
One of my favorite character designs of all time.
Oh, she's so cool.
She's so cool looking. The super long hair, the weird patched clothing, and one of my favorite details about Jinx is her nails are like multicolored. My nails are like bright pink right now, but her nails are like blue and pink, which I always thought was cool because it really reminds me they're blue and pink like Vi and Powder.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'd be like, it's still kind of a little bit of a callback and everything, because clearly she's still very much struggling with her past, as we kind of just already talked about.
Vi is like an open wound for her. Very, very much so.
And I completely see why, after everything went down. Oh my God. Yeah, we talked about that in one of our previous episodes of Arcane, about how Vi pretty much like overly coddled Powder.
Yes.
And so that can kind of lead to downfall sometimes and do more harm than good. And I think that's honestly a lot of it what led to this. Victor now has a full-on crutch versus a cane.
My sweet sad man.
Who gets no credit, by the way.
Do not get me started on how they treat Victor. I will go on a full fucking tirade. I will get on my soapbox.
Here's your soapbox. So after you, madam, go for it.
Let me just say this off the bat. Victor is my favorite character in Arcane. I've said that a few times. The way they treat Victor makes me furious, because it's something that Mel says, right? When they are electing Jace as a counselor, because spoiler alert, Jace becomes a counselor in this episode. Meg and I hadn't quite made it that far in our notes, because we both took a ton of notes on this episode. Mel says to the council, like, Jace is the only one with the knowledge to secure the Hex Gates. And like the next shot is Victor, the back of Victor, looking at Jace surrounded by all the counselors. Cannot be more apparent. Let me say it this way. That shot was storyboarded to remind you there is not only one person who can work the Hex Gates. Victor is also there. The only difference between Jace and Victor is that Jace is the golden boy. He's like the golden child of the city. Literally, I think they call him the golden boy is like his nickname. He's the man of progress. I don't know if you noticed that. They had all this merch and merchandise of Jace that said man of progress. Not men of progress. Man of progress.
No Victor.
It is Victor. It looks like Victor has nothing to do with this. And now, to Jace's credit, he's like, Victor, come up on stage with me. And Victor's like, no, I can't. Like, he's sickly and he is a little awkward and a little nervous or whatever, but he doesn't go up there. And so people are just so happy to pretend like he doesn't exist, even though there is no Jace Talus without Victor. Sorry, they're like soulmates. Like, they have to be together. In the second episode of this show, Jace was going to kill himself, stopped only by Victor. Jace's life's work was being taken away from him, only saved by Victor. Jace was able to stabilize the gemstone only with Victor's help. They are partners. That is the whole point of their partnership. That is the whole point of Hextech. They built everything together for their shared dream, but for some reason, the Piltover Council only cares about Jace, and maybe it's because Victor's from the Undercity. And it's infuriating because I care about Victor and he's, you know, my favorite character and stuff. And so it is, oh, it boils my blood when I think about how horribly they treat him. And also it makes me mad at Jace that he enables this and allows this to go on. It is one of the reasons that I take great issue with Piltover and why I prefer the kind of dynamic of Zaun, because the Piltovans are not good people and they're masquerading like they are. And they're kind of presented to the audience like the good guys. And I would disagree that they are the good guys. And it goes back to that council chamber conversation that they had after Jinx stole the gemstones and some of the notes. And he says, I want to shut down all of Hextech. We have to stop this now before it gets out of our hands. And the council turns around and says, oh, but they make us so much money. We can't do that. And Jace is like, shouldn't we be like protecting people? And then Mel's like, we can do both. We'll just make you a counselor since you know so much about it, and then you'll have the power to do all this other stuff. I got my issues with Piltover. Soapbox over. The most succinct soapbox I've ever done.
I'm proud of you. That was good.
Thank you.
But no, Piltover definitely has a lot of issues, and it shows like all the corruption and stuff. Like, oh, this is a great city. Everything's so nice and pretty and clean. Like, in, you know, just sweep it on the rug. All they care about is the money. You know, they care about. They try to like play it off of like, oh yeah, people are gonna lose their jobs, but okay, what use is there if they're dead?
Literally.
There's no use. Wouldn't people rather have more safety than all of these incidents keep happening?
You know, it's a good point.
That's the thing. It's like they don't care. They care about the money in their pockets and the investors and all of these different things, and being the was it the trade capital?
Yeah, because the Hex Gates are based out of Piltover.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, it just really shows like how much money and power can really corrupt people, and it's just really heartbreaking that people are gonna have to pay for this. And it is also kind of sad that, you know, like Jace, like we talked about, he means well, makes mistakes, but Victor seems to always clean up after Jace. Kind of in the shadows, and Victor doesn't deserve that.
No, he doesn't.
It's just really, really sad.
Yeah. Victor. Oh, Victor. Oh, Victor.
But yeah, and like you said, Jace offered to take Victor up for the speech, and that was very kind. And you know, Jace, you can tell Jace has a good heart. He means well.
He does. Yeah.
You can mean well all you want.
But if you still make mistakes, it still sucks and it still hurts, no matter how well you mean.
And does he learn from them?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. So we also saw that Caitlin went to Stillwater Prison. That was a very interesting ending to this episode.
I totally forgot that's how that episode ended. I knew Kate eventually made it to Stillwater, but I didn't think it was in this episode. I thought it was the next one.
Okay. How do you feel about Jace wanting to give her... I literally closed my notebook and I was like, listen, all right.
Is it your soapbox time?
How do we feel about Jace just wanting to give her a security job for working for him? Even though she's like, I just sit behind a desk and all this stuff, she does want to move up. But how do you feel about the fact of like, he's just doing it to protect her? Because it's like, oh, you deserve this job. I want you to have it because you deserve it, not only because I just want you to be safe.
I have mixed opinions on that.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if it's mentioned in this episode, and I don't know if this is something that I'm pulling from thin air. I want to say Jace was pressured to do that by her mom, but I don't know if that's brought up in this episode, and I don't actually know if that's real or not, or if that's just like a fan theory that I had or something. In that case, I don't really know that that's Jace's fault if he felt pressured to do it or whatever. One thing about Jace Tallis is that he doesn't really have a ton of a backbone. He doesn't really stand up for a whole lot of stuff. He stands up for himself once in front of the council and gets banished almost. And then after that, like, you know, he has the opportunity here in this episode to stand up to Heimerdinger and say, you know what, we are ready to present this. And he lets down both Mel and Victor by not doing it. And Mel leaves kind of early, and Victor's like backstage, like, bro, what the fuck? And Jace doesn't stand up when Mel is like, hey, why don't you just become a counselor instead of, you know, canceling all your life's work or whatever? He's like, I fucking guess so. Like, Jace very much just goes with what he's told. So if the situation is that Jace just did it of his own free will, from a sibling perspective, if my little sister, which I don't have, I'm an only child, if my little sister was a cop and got hurt on the job and I was in a position to be like, hey, why don't you just come run security at my company instead? You can still do the work that you're doing. You'll just be in a much lower risk environment. I would probably do the same thing. There's also the element that Jace is a man and Caitlyn's a girl. And so it's a little belittling and a little demeaning to be like, oh, honey, like, why don't you just go work behind a desk? But again, with the context of them being like brother, sister, I think it changes that dynamic a little bit.
It does. I mean, like you said, I would do it with my younger siblings. I would do it with my older siblings, just any siblings I have, just being like, I love you. I want you to be safe. So that's the aspect where I do agree with you, where it's like, oh, that is a nice thing. He just wants to protect her. But at the same time, is that she has dreams. And sometimes our care for people, I feel like, blinds that, like, our intentions.
It is poorly executed, but well-intentioned. And I think
So
that
Jace
describes a lot of Jace. A lot of the things that Jace does is well-intentioned, poor execution. It's like 90% of the shit Jace does in this whole show is just that. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Anything else from you?
Oh, let me grab my notebook again because I closed it for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say, so you know how Jace had like a T, a towel like on the back of his suit?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Mel was walking through, even though her outfit's like very geometrical, the shapes, it seemed like there was like a slight outline actually of a T on her back.
Oh, maybe there was. I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting because I mean, supporting Jace, like a biggest moneymaker, like all of that stuff. I was like, this is a very interesting detail if that was meant to be. But yeah, on her back, just like this small T.
I'll have to look at that back.
But that's all I had.
I will quickly run through my notes. The council specifically requested that Jace was going to take the Progress Day speech, maybe kind of insinuating very early on that they respect him and value his opinion a lot, which is why it made it much easier for Mel to get him elected to council later on, because they already really liked him. The Hex Gates were up and working. We saw those. They called Jace the Man of Progress. We talked about that. We saw the kind of combat between Savika's team, which is Silco's team, trying to distribute Shimmer, which is the drug that we've been dealing with this whole show, in Piltover. That blimp was in Piltover. They are trying to get drugs into Piltover City, but were halted by the Firelights. I think the intro to the Firelights, apart from Jinx's intro, is maybe one of the best character intros in the whole fucking show. Like, it's so cool. I love the Firelights. I think they are awesome. The character design for all of them, the pocket watch we talked about, which was super cool. It's the beautiful character design. Love it, love it, love it.
I want one. I want one of those watches.
I want one of those hoverboards, dude. Are you kidding me?
See, I would say I want one, but I'm going to fall flat on my ass if I even try. So
now that is true, and I will laugh when you do so. But think of how cool you'd look for about 4 seconds.
Oh, you think I'd last 4 seconds? That's so nice.
You get 1 foot on, is like, woo!
Yeah.
Victor and Jace stabilized the Hex gems. They are now perfect circles. I think I talked about that within the actual watching of the episode. And they built tools specifically to help people. They built the Atlas gauntlets, which are giant like gloves. And then Victor built the Hex Claw, which is supposed to help with like alchemy and scientists and surgeons and things like that, because it does very minute, precise details. One thing to note is that Heimerdinger wanted them to wait 10 years. He said, let's wait. And Victor was like, huh? But they're ready now. And Heimerdinger's like, no, you gotta wait 10 years. And Victor was like, the fuck?
Which is really interesting. Why do you think that is?
Why Victor was so upset, or why Heimerdinger told him to wait?
Why he told them to wait?
Well, one of the things is that Heimerdinger's race that he is either incredibly long-lived or like basically immortal. Like he's already over 300 years old, like close to 400 years old or something. So for him, 10 years is nothing. But for a human like Jason Victor, like that's a decade of their life. Like it's a 10th of their life at least.
Well, also, Victor is not in great health.
Also, Victor's health is very bad. Like it gets more apparent later on in later episodes. But I mean, Meg talked about it, like Victor is now wearing a full crutch where he had a cane. And in the first couple episodes where we met Victor, he could walk unsupported. Like he walked with his cane in his elbow a couple of times. But in this, I mean, we see him almost unable to get out of his chair. Like Jace tells him to stay down because he knows how hard it is for Victor to get up and down out of the chair. And he's a lot more sallow skinned and he's a lot more gaunt and he looks ill. And then we see him coughing at Progress Day. Like Victor's health is getting bad. It's pretty safe to assume that Victor might not have 10 years left. And so Victor's disappointment with Heimerdinger and Heimerdinger's just complete and utter disregard for humanity it's at war here. Like it's clashing, in which Victor is like, I want to see my life's work come to pass before I die. And Heimerdinger's like, oh, we'll just wait for it. I'll be around. Victor's like, the fuck, I won't. Like, please help, you know? So that's my whole thought on that. Is that Heimerdinger really just is like, I mean, he's probably right. Like they need to test their equipment and they need to do like trials with it, but 10 years is a long time when you only get 100, if that.
Yeah, who knows how long they actually live. We see Victor's health. He's not going to make it.
My poor boy. So that was actually my next note, that Victor had gotten sicker. We saw that Caitlyn's an enforcer now, but specifically Marcus is the sheriff. He has taken over for Grayson, who was killed by Silco's people. Jinx has been kind of dealing with PTSD. She's got visions of Vi, and she like fully locks down, but also just is kind of very unpredictable and chaotic. Mel told Jace to ignore what Heimerdinger said about waiting 10 years and to just announce their equipment as it was time. And he ignored her advice and just kind of told everyone that like, oh, we'll announce something when we have something to show. Much to the disappointment of Mel and Victor, Jinx stole the gemstone and stole some of their research, to which Jace tried to shut down the Hextech production. Mel made him a counselor instead. And then after that, we ended with Kate heading to Stillwater Hold and finding Violet, who has been here all this time. And that was my last note.
Very, very interesting.
I liked this episode. This is a good episode.
This is probably one of my favorites so far.
Yeah, I really like the second one, but this one was really good too.
Yeah, this one's really good. Very curious on where it's gonna go from here.
Yeah. You ready to wrap up, Meg?
I think so. I think we're ready to wrap up and get into the next one and see how this goes down.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You can check us out here on our channel or our YouTube channel. If this is on Patreon, it'll depend on where you're seeing this. But without any further ado, Meg and I will sign off here for the night. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.